It's Operation Babble with Myke Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
Morning.
Welcome back, everybody, to Operation Babble. Good morning, Tivis. How are you doing today?
I'm awake.
Apparently.
Probably.
Maybe. All right, guys. Real quick, do the dirty work. You can find Operation Babble on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and that's it. All at Operation Babble. You can also find us on YouTube via the Myke Shrews YouTube channel. All the links are in your description wherever you're listening and or watching this podcast. You can also email us at operationbabble@outlook.com. Any questions, concerns, rants, complaints, all that fun stuff, send it to us. If you want to tell us how
I got a
bad we're
complaint.
doing, I don't care. We'll get to your complaint because I probably already know what it is. But yeah, just email us, let us know anything, or if you want to be a guest on the show or even become a sponsor, because I've started getting a few of those. So definitely hit us up. And yeah, all right, Tivis, go ahead, do your complaint now. It's probably based on me saying something somewhere.
Why do you want me to be miserable?
What on earth do you mean?
So if you're not a member of our Facebook group, first off, why? Unless you don't have a Facebook, then yeah, you can't be.
Which if you're not a boomer or millennial, you're probably not on Facebook. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
he put out a call to action for terrible movies, specifically things that will upset me.
I didn't. No. That is not what the call was for. Somebody asked in the comments what specifically we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, just vaguely,
Mm-hmm.
I would like them to be things that would make Tivis hate me.
So you're looking for things to upset me.
And then you proceeded to say, what the fuck? Why are you trying to make me quit? Bitch, you can't quit. We own you like a WWE contract. Like
Cats are fighting in here.
Yeah, so if you guys actually want to, you can leave us comments anywhere too if you want. We're actually searching for some worst movie recommendations for a series that will be coming up. I just want ideas. It doesn't necessarily mean we're going to pick those specific ones that you give us. We're just trying to get a lump of variety put together of them, and we'll pick from all of those that we're getting, because a lot of them we're getting right now in the group are like basic, like Twilight. It's not a worst thing.
I've read the books.
The books are different.
It's terrible, but I've done it.
The books are different than the movies, but still, I wouldn't say that they're the worst. I think we also got a Star Trek
5.
Final Frontier was the pick, and Nemesis is probably the worst of the Star Trek films, so I'm just gonna say that. So
it's probably the only one I've seen too, because one of them, whatever one Picard becomes a Borg in, I've seen that on TV and I was very confused.
Yeah,
That's the one.
My dog's barking. No, Nemesis is the last. It's one of the last where they have a clone of Picard.
Does that one become a Borg? What's the one where it's Borg Picard?
Borg Picard happens. Oh, geez. I believe it was in the show.
Was it? I thought it was a movie.
Oh no, it was First Contact.
Oh, okay. So I've seen a little bit of that film.
Because they deal with Borg Picard after he's a Borg and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys can hear, but my ducks are going crazy. Yeah, I bought ducks after I said on the last episode that I was going to buy 2 ducks. By the way,
Yeah, he's got chicken and ducks now. He's getting a pig soon.
Hopefully. Let's say that. My
If
wife.
his wife lets him.
Oh, now my dog's going crazy. Anyways, yeah, there's a lot of like, if you're thinking worst movies out there, and that they don't necessarily have to be things that Tivis will hate. Trust me. I'm sure there's worse movies out there that Tivis will probably love. I mean, he does like Aquaman, so
What's bad about that?
but no, there's a lot of movies out there
It's
that
not
are
like-
just
dude,
worse.
Did you see Mortal Kombat Annihilation on there? That's my preferred of the two. So
Someone put Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
yeah, it was he's been on the he's one of your guys' friends.
I haven't looked in the group for a minute, since last night, I should say. So I'll double check it. But yeah, if you guys want to leave us comments about a worst movie that you think that we should watch and talk about, I would definitely appreciate it. And
Isaac.
okay, yeah. So yeah, just leave us comments, email us, whatever you want to do, or join the Facebook group, which there is a link to the Facebook group also in the description, people. So
Myke includes links to everything. So
yeah. So yeah.
that was one of my requirements when I was given access to the stuff. Links everywhere.
Link it everywhere, man. Yeah, so we have a few ones in there, but as I read them, I'm like, they're not worst because I don't know.
Someone
I
said
also
Starship Troopers 2, which I haven't seen, but I know is notoriously terrible.
I guess it's because my definition of worst is probably a lot worse than normal people's, because I've seen so much stuff. Oh, well, fine, we'll say crap in the past.
Shit.
When I think of worst, I'm like, oh, movies that I would just turn off. Like, I'm just not finishing it type of movie. But I will sit through it for you guys to hear me talk about it in a fun, hyperbolic way. Anyway.
So I had listen to the radio the other day, and this song came on called "And So It Went" by the Pretty Reckless. That it came out February of last year. But I forgot the Pretty Reckless had a new album last year. I absolutely love this band. Do you know them? They're a rock band.
I do not know them. No.
Do you know their lead singer, Taylor Momsen?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it should. She's Cindy Lou.
Okay.
Phenomenal voice. Like, honestly, one of the best current like actual rock bands out there, because most stuff today is more alternative anymore. Oh my God. Cannot believe how good this like, yeah, anyone into rock and hasn't listened to this group, go give them a listen to. You will not be disappointed. Like, AC/DC is listed as one of their inspirations, and of course I'm gonna like that.
Right.
I mean, come on. So yeah, so I've been jamming out to their stuff lately.
Yeah. Sorry, my kid was talking to me. I heard you though.
Did you say kid?
Kid.
Okay, because I swear I heard cape, and now I'm concerned.
Doctor Strange got to me too much, man. And it's a cloak. We call them cloaks now.
Have you seen this the show on Hulu called Only Murders in the Building?
I haven't watched anything on Hulu in a very long time, actually.
Yeah, it's a Hulu exclusive that aired back in August. And it's 10 episodes long. It's made by Steve Martin and John Hoffman.
Okay.
And it stars Steve Martin, Martin Short, Selena Gomez, Aaron Dominguez, probably getting that wrong, and Amy Ryan. And dude, it's so good. It is if
It's
you
a
like
show?
mysteries, and it's also a comedy, but it's a really good mystery. Like they give you little bits every episode towards the overall, story, and it's you got to give the show a try. My wife and I are addicted.
Okay. I didn't. How many episodes is it? Like a limited thing, or
It's 10 episodes for the first season. The second season premieres on the 28th.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I don't think I'm trying to remember last time I even logged on to.
Did you even watch How I Met Your Father?
I have not yet.
Oh, dude, that show is good. I can't wait for season 2.
That's not on Hulu, is it?
Yeah, it's a Hulu exclusive.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's 20th century.
No wonder I can't find it. I think I was looking on like Peacock or something.
Yeah, no, you're not going to find it there.
I'm not gonna find much of anything there.
Unless you want bad wrestling. Don't go. Have you heard about the? Did we probably talked about this last time? Sasha Banks, Naomi stuff.
I don't recall us talking about any wrestling last episode, but I think we talked about it the episode beforehand.
Yeah, it's still ongoing, and it's such bullshit.
But we do have a wrestling. How would I say this? A wrestling update for a Legends family member coming into WWE.
Oh yeah. The Rock's daughter's got a new name.
Yes. What is her name, Tivis?
I don't remember.
That's how unforgettable it is, right?
It's fun. I don't understand. They keep getting these. Well, first of all, her name's Simone, if anyone doesn't know that. They keep getting these legacy wrestlers and then changing their names, but also wanting to push them on the legacy aspect. Like right now they have Rick Steiner's son, but absolutely no mention of Steiner anywhere in his name. And I think they even made him stop wearing the metal chainmail on his head. But they want to keep talking about how he's the son of a great one. Let's see. Ava Raine. Is her new WWE trademark name.
You think that it doesn't have anything to do with her family's legacy? Like even when The Rock came in, he took his dad's and his grandpa's names and put them.
Yeah. Some people want her to be known as the Pebble.
Well, that's just insulting.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. So I'm just like, why? Of all the fucking names that WWE comes to, this is why WWE shouldn't make the names anymore. They should let their wrestlers make their names, because this girl is going to be stuck with this. Not to mention, she has some big boots to fill. Like, I feel bad for her because the second she just like pitches a promo and sucks at it, the entire wrestling universe is going to attack her because she's not as good as her dad, which is sad, and it's gonna suck, man. It's gonna suck for her. Yeah, and that's all I gotta say about that. Yeah. And what happens when Vince fires her? Will The Rock just finally go somewhere else? Finally,
I don't know.
I think he's like a WWE guy until he dies.
I mean, they fired legacy guys before. I mean, Mr. Perfect's son was let go.
Yeah.
So no one is safe unless you get real popular, like Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. Well, she was lucky.
Even Ted DiBiase Jr. was let go.
I thought he left.
Well, maybe he
like
did.
Orton left too. I thought on his own.
No, Randy Orton's still there.
Or not Orton. Sorry. Oh shit.
Talk about Brett's kid.
No. Oh, what is his name? All the wrestling fans are gonna hate me now because I'm forgetting his name at the moment. Goldust's brother.
Cody.
Cody Rhodes. Yes.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, he's back now. But I thought when he first initially left, he left on his own, and then went and did like the indie circuits and stuff. And then that's when
he got super popular over in Japan, and then Impact, and then Ring of Honor, and then they created AEW.
Yeah. So, well, did he really create it, or did he like co-create?
He was one of them. I shouldn't say he's the creator. He's one of the brains that it came from.
Right.
The Young Bucks, obviously, major influence on creating the company. Kenny Omega, another big name. Hangman Page was also in the conversation. I don't know if he actually, fronted money like the rest of them did or not, because I don't think he was labeled as an executive producer like the others were, but he was there for it. That's for that much is for sure.
Okay.
I don't know. WWE is so I can't. I really can't with them.
What? I don't really watch anything. Like, I've been going back and watching old stuff from them, because that's when I watched a lot, like a lot of the Raw's War shit and like that.
Yeah,
WCW Monday Night War stuff and all that. Like, I've been going back and watching that, or I'll go back and watch like all the old TLC matches with Edge, Christian, and the Hardys and the Dudleys, because I loved watching those matches. Even though some of them kind of had some botch moves and shit, but I still loved watching those. As far as the content nowadays, like, I'll go and watch AEW. And there's been a few times where I'm watching the show, I'm just like, I don't know about that. But, the second you voice that publicly on Twitter, you get attacked.
You get attacked no matter what. It's Twitter.
Yeah.
Cesspool of the internet.
Yeah. So I don't know. I love wrestling. I love the sport of wrestling, and I love watching it. But when the stories are kind of just meh, I'm not saying like AEW, I'm talking WWE.
Yeah,
the stories are meh.
AEW has some problems too.
There are problems there too. So, but I'm just like, I don't know. I'm interested to see what Freddie Prinze Jr. does with.
That's what I was. Like, honest to God, right now, ever since AEW got on the scene, this is probably the best time to be a wrestler, because like, not only are people getting hyped for these TV shows, the two companies on TV, we got New Japan opening an American branch, which was a couple years ago now, but it's still fresh.
New Japan.
I know it's something. It's dumb. Whatever it is, I know that. I saw the name before and I'm like, that's dumb. But
watch old New Japan, bro. Oh, any in New Japan, actually, I just love their wrestling. I love a lot of the styles some of the guys bring there that you don't necessarily get to see.
Oh my God,
as often. Like,
New Japan is brutal.
Like them and like some of the different indie circuits and shit that run luchador wrestling, Lucha Libres and shit like that.
AAA and all that.
Yeah. There's so many great athletic people in those that it's like, if the story sucks, I don't care, because they're actually really athletic and everything. But then you come here and you watch WWE and you're like, could they be at least one? could they be athletic and a good story? Or at least be just athletic? Because there's some people on the roster right now that I don't know if it's because they're told not to do certain things, like how they're just like, oh no, you can't
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So they're being told not to do shit, so they can't actually show off their talents,
90% of WWE matches either end in DQ or a roll-up anymore.
Yeah.
Honest, Xavier Woods, one of the members of the New Day, Austin Creed of Up, Up, Down, Down, and G4 fame. If anyone out there, follows the gaming industry, celebrities, his signature move right now is a roll-up.
Yeah.
Those are fine once in a while. But seriously, what is the point of having a signature move if you're just going to win with a roll-up?
I mean,
what happened to the days of the Batista bomb, the tombstone pile driver, the rock bottom?
Yeah, but the Rock also had this thing where he just swung his arms around and then dropped an elbow on you and won.
The people's elbow.
Yeah, the people's elbow.
The 5-knuckle shuffle.
If the Rock was starting out right now in WWE, I guarantee to you that the people's eyebrow would be like a move. And as soon as you get the people's eyebrow, they drop to their knees.
But there are people who are happy with WWE, and if you're content with that, all the power to you in the world, because I do not know how. They do have extremely talented people. I'll give them that. Fucking Becky Lynch, Roman Reigns, the Usos,
Roman,
Sasha, Naomi, their roster is so stacked. They should have the best show on the planet.
Yeah.
But
I think they're just getting too much creative control by a bunch of guys who think that they know what the audience wants to see. You know what I mean? And
you mean Vince?
Yeah. There's
a
bunch of guys in Vince's head talking to him for his multiple personalities. So.
Even outside of AEW and WWE, like MLW is talking about trying to get a TV deal. Yeah. That is a really good popular one on YouTube that you can watch for free. And just the local indie scene. Like, if you haven't gone and seen an indie wrestling in your local neighborhood, go do it. These guys, they're so reinvigorated by the industry right now. They're putting on amazing matches, and you might see someone that you could follow their career to becoming a big household name.
There was an indie company I used to watch when I lived up by you, and it came through. I don't even know how the hell I got this because it was just like midnight on like some random ass channel, but it was like coming in through like Detroit, I believe it was. And it was like, I mean, this was like 20 years ago. Don't get me wrong. Well, not 20, like 13, 14 years ago, something like that. And the talent that came through there, I mean, yeah, they were like scrawny looking dudes and stuff, like some of them, but oh my God, could they throw a promo and could they wrestle, dude? It wasn't about how big they looked, which I feel is what WWE is going back to again, is like how big and muscular and how manly these guys look. I'm like, that's not what the sport should be about, and bring me talent. Like, you can have a muscular guy and he doesn't even know how to move his damn feet, or you could have some scrawny looking dude like Spike Dudley who knows how to, take a bump and fall off a ladder without killing himself, even though he's like 130 pounds. Nothing.
Oh, there's nothing more exciting than watching someone like Keith Lee, who is a massive guy, much bigger than me, but can move around the ring like a high flyer.
Oh yeah. What was I think it was Keith Lee. I watched a video on him doing some stuff. Like, I keep up somewhat on whatever WWE is doing based on like wrestling news from YouTube and shit like that. Like when they talk about certain things going on. But honestly, the last time I sat down and watched something was WrestleMania. And that's just because I wanted to watch Stone Cold come back. And I was curious if he could still, move. in the ring.
Yeah.
And it was good on them that they actually did it as a no DQ, because there's no way in hell I would have believed Stone Cold would come back from that long and beat him without a no DQ. No offense to like Stone Cold or anything like that, but it's just there's ring rust.
Yeah.
And you don't, and you could see some of his ring rust even with like how he did some moves and shit like that. You could really see who was it? Vince, when he stunned Vince at WrestleMania, his ring rust.
Oh yeah. I'm actually just checking right now to see if the Toledo wrestling is still going on. It looks yeah, it looks like they have not returned after not being able to wrestle for a long time due to lack of sponsors. But Powerbomb Wrestling, they have like a ton of backlog on Fight TV that you can watch for without a subscription. There's a lot of really good people on there.
Yeah.
Like you'll see some people that end up in NXT's, the good NXT before it became shit. Like I'm saying, go to your local. You might be surprised. Rhino showed up so often in Powerbomb just to come watch from Detroit because he lives up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might just. It's such a good time to be a wrestler, and not just for the big television stuff.
So, yeah, there's a lot of shit out there, and you can find it now a lot easier than you used to be able to when we were younger. Mm-hmm. Looking for it on the internet and shit like that now, where before it was just like I don't know where to find any of this. There's a lot of creativity out there outside of the big two, three if you count TNA, and
TNA's dead.
Is it dead finally?
No, it's just Impact now. They rebranded years ago.
Oh, okay. See, I don't even pay attention to them anymore.
Yeah, same company, new name.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm curious to see what Freddie Prinze does with his thing. I know he's actually going to SAG all of his wrestlers. At least that's the
which
plan.
Is a huge deal if he manages it.
It's a huge deal. It's good for whoever joins his company because it's going to, protect them in the long run. They'll get SAG benefits. They'll get, which it actually makes sense because you're on TV as an actor, especially for fuck Vince, because he's always like, this is not wrestling, it is sports entertainment. As an entertainment company, then you are hiring actors, so your shit should be SAG. Like those talent actors, wrestlers, should be protected, because it's not like a normal sport like football or anything like that, where they're not acting on a football field. Well, sometimes people are, but it's not their job to go out there and cut a promo in front of thousands of people and make it believable at the same time. For wrestlers, that is their job.
Didn't you say the XFL is coming? Yeah. Oh, next year the XFL is coming back, February 18th.
Yeah, The Rock brought the XFL back. He's partnered with Disney, I believe it was. Correct?
Yeah, of all people.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah,
what they do with that. Yeah, so I'm just looking forward to the world of wrestling growing. It's very interesting to me because I'm seeing wrestling become this bigger, better thing again from growing up with it. And yeah, like we've had these like PG eras and stuff like that. I don't actually care if it's PG or not, as long as
it's entertaining enough. Yeah. It will give you something to enjoy.
Now, I know there's some wrestlers that don't like that because they feel constricted, which I understand that too. to a point, but you also have to figure out
Pick your company.
This is also where I feel that for WWE, they should mark them as SAG, because you're constricting them to a very specific grade level, basically, of like, you can't do this, this, and this, but you can do this, this, and this. You can't say these words, and you can say this word and this, and you can't bleed unless it's being, paid for a lot by people. And I'm like, wait, what? And if you do bleed on accident, you get fined. I'm like, what fucking shit is that? Like, I can control if somebody accidentally cuts me open.
Oh, there's that one Mexican luchador promotion, CMW or something like that. They're if you bleed, they'll actually fine you.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them are doing that now. Also with the luchador though, like, you're generally wearing a mask. So hopefully if you're bleeding, you're not bleeding that much.
It's CMLL, by the way. You can watch that on Fight as well. It is the PG Mexican wrestling. No swearing, no heavy violence.
Oh yeah, I've seen this company before. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. That'd be one for kids to get into and shit like that. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There was one we were watching some, what was it? I don't remember what it was now. But it was midget wrestling, or small people wrestling, but they call it midget wrestling. That's what they call it. So, or called it. And it was, them running out there. My wife's like, what the hell are you watching? I was like, and I told her, I don't even remember what I was actually watching. I just remember it was wrestling. And they had like 5 or 6 guys out there attacking. Maybe it was like a Big Show thing. Was it the Big Show? And then they had like, I think it was a Big Show one where they had like a bunch of little people come out and like fight the Big Show.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think that's what it was. But yeah, so there's that stuff is always fun to watch. Just because you get to see them actually kick ass, and it's fucking awesome. Especially because every so often you'll find some really good, talented ones out there, which is pretty cool too. Mm-hmm. Trying to skate on the way I say things as I recall what world we live in nowadays. But yeah, so
I heard an interesting thing recently where we always have 2 thoughts about things. The first thought is how society has shaped us to think, and their second thought is our actual, our own, like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Like our morality kicking in.
Meh.
So it's just an interesting thing I heard recently.
Morals, empathy, ethics.
Well, it's more of like us as a person, like who we are. Like,
do we need those things really? No.
I could tell you I'm never taking that class again.
We're gonna do an ethics movie marathon, and we're gonna deep dive into it with Tivis one of these days, just because he hates it so much.
So what have you guys been watching? You see anything interesting?
So we started Stranger Things. We're 2 episodes in.
Oh yeah, this season's so good.
We started that. That was pretty good, and we watched Ralph Wrecks the Internet again last night. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we were watching last night.
That's a good one. I enjoy that one. My wife not so much, but
I'm trying to think. We started watching like these shows on Disney Plus, like the National Geographic shows. Mm. So like there's like the Ancient Cities or Lost Ancient Cities or whatever. And because I was gonna turn on like Darkwing Duck, and my wife's like, "Can't you turn on something, educational?" I was like, "It's educational. You can learn about
it's educational."
So we ended up. I was like, "Fine." She's like, "Well, turn that on," and I was like, "Why?" And she's like, "Well, we don't know what it's about." I was like, "Clearly, it's about lost cities."
I love those type of shows though.
Yeah, we ended up watching it. I was like, bet you. I was like, look at the guy. I was like, bet you the first time he talks, he's gonna talk with like a super proper, like English, everything. As soon as he started talking with great English. I was like, I fucking told you. I was like, I knew it.
So it wasn't hosted by Josh Gates.
No, it was some I believe, I don't want to say I'll say Asian man, because I don't know if he was Japanese or Chinese. I couldn't gauge that or anything. They didn't really go into his stuff. He I don't remember his name. So he actually only has one leg too, and he was surfing. He was surfing, and in one of the shots, and my wife's like, "Man, he's like the Tom Cruise of the documentary world, like our scientist. Tom Cruise is scientist." And I was like, "Well, Tom Cruise is a Scientologist." And then he gets out of the water, and I was like, "Oh, he doesn't have a leg." And she's like, "Oh yeah, he probably got bit off by a shark surfing."
Yeah, maybe.
Because he's surfing in all these waters that are like, they're not like the beaches of California or anything like that. So yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm shocked you found some kind of historic, missing city type show that Josh Gates doesn't have his hands in. That dude is everything.
Albert Lynn.
Okay.
Yep. Albert Lynn. This the guy? Yeah.
Oh, all right. I think I've seen him and stuff before.
I think this is the guy. It looks like him. That's not the one I watched, but yeah, I think that was him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen this guy and stuff before. I didn't know he only had one leg though. That's cool.
Yeah, that's him right there. Yep. I just looked at that picture to double check. Yeah. So the epic lives of Albert Lynn. Oh, this is a story about how he lost his leg.
Oh.
Now I feel bad if it was like something serious. I mean, I guess losing a leg either way is serious.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What can you do now? It's in the past.
Yeah.
But how intense is Stranger Things? This, like, oh boy, they I think they made a good call with that content warning at the beginning of the first episode.
With episode. Wait, say that again.
I said I think Stranger Things made a good call with that content warning at the beginning of the first episode.
Oh yeah. Which it was good that they did that. I mean, clearly, as soon as they say that, though, what's something is going to happen.
Yeah,
of that sort. So
it kind of ruined the moment, but at the same time, I'm like, this is a bit intense for me.
Yeah. As soon as they did that, and then we got to the scene, I was like, oh. And I looked at my wife and I was like, just be prepared. I was just like, yeah. So, well, it's because a lot of the times, like a lot of people, general public, I should say, are not, and I want to use these words properly, but as far as moviegoers, the general public of watching movies that don't watch like a lot of foreign stuff or certain types of horror movies and shit like that, aren't used to actually seeing kids and stuff killed on screen. So I think that's why that scene hits some people like really intently and everything like that, because it's not something natural to see. We all don't want to see it anyways, even if you are used to seeing it in movies and stuff. It's one of the reasons why I always pick damn it, my dog, Jacob Tremblay, to play any child actor in anything, because he's freaking fantastic for his death scene in a specific movie I won't say, because in case people haven't seen it yet, but he does a really good job, to the point where I believe it was this one where they had to have him dial it back because he was scaring the people on set with it. So it is something that is definitely one of those impactful things in any type of content, I would say, to see. It's almost it's gonna sound bad, but I don't necessarily cry for, I haven't seen one anyways where I've cried for that moment that I can remember, but I can damn sure tell you every time I cried for when an animal was killed on screen.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, same. But I've also been
you, I Am Legend, like fuck that. Like, come on.
God, that's the worst.
I have to skip that scene, man. Like every time I watch it, I'm like, no, I'll walk away from the TV.
Marley and Me, fuck you for tricking me. Dude, I am becoming such a bigger bitch as I age. And I don't even have kids yet.
I totally understand now Kevin Smith like crying in like all of his videos, because I can 100%. I mean, granted, I'm crying out of an emotional response for like a death or something like that. Not because because I have cried. I cried during Birds of Prey. That's right. I teared up. I didn't cry, I should say. And I've said this publicly before. I even said it on a live stream that I like teared up because of Birds of Prey, because of Black Canary's canary cry. It was like the first time I saw a superpower done on screen so like beautifully. I was just like so happy about it, and I was just like, it made me tear up. And it did it multiple times when I went and watched it, because I saw that in like theaters 4 times.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, getting so into something that you're excited to. Fucking Harry Potter. You know, those books taught me to read, and then I go and see the 4th film, and I fucking start tearing up because I'm like, oh my God, I'm actually getting to watch this. First time in my life that's ever happened to me. It's happened a lot since. Again, I've gotten a bigger bitch as I got older. But
I think as we get older, we're like, our bones are thinning, so we're less hard. So we're just like, we're becoming weak little bitches. I don't know.
Oh, there's so many things like that. When you see like a passion project from someone and you see it on screen, it's like, I'm not even having emotional content with what's going on, but I know this person does, and it's like, oh, I'm so happy for them.
It's totally like I'm totally gonna be that way when I watch Penta Verte, the Mike Myers show that's on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
because he's like, I mean, he talked about that, literally referenced those people in I Married an Axe Murderer or whatever it was back in like the 90s, early 90s. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, dude's been like planning this forever. Like, you know, this is like his passion project. And I've seen so many other people have like their passion project. Like, I mean, I have one that I wrote like years ago, and I'm like, I just want to do this. I keep being told to sell it, and I'm just like, no, I want to do this one. This is my baby. So I don't know, man. It's funny how I've noticed myself becoming more vulnerable in movies as I've gotten older. Yet in real life, I'm just like, nah, I'm good. Like, fuck you. Like, I'm just like stone cold in like real life, but when it comes to watching some fake shit, I'm just like, oh man, don't do that. And my eyes start getting red.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so maybe I just care more about my stories than my life. My real life.
Yeah, well, they're meant to be an escape. So
yeah. I found that one guy, Lynn, from the Ancient Thing. The way he lost his leg was he was driving. My friend was driving and it rolled over, he said, and it was a split second, and I instinctively tried to stop him from tipping, and the truck flipped over, and that's how he ended up losing his leg. Roll cage landed on top of the limbs.
Oh, Ow.
Bones splintered like bamboo, he says. And just like that, in a cloud of
Ugh.
dust, dirt, and blood, his life was changed.
No. Don't
Picture
like that. Don't like that.
No. That's a... Yeah. Anyways.
I don't like that.
Didn't mean to change the subject abruptly.
No,
No,
we're
like
curious.
how do you feel like when you get like emotional and stuff like that in movies? Like, are you like that? Do you keep that emotional state running into your actual life after the product is over? Like, can you watch it and be like, either, because I mean, movies and stuff
It
are supposed
varies.
to. Yeah.
Like, one thing I watched that was, actual reality, was when oh God. Hey, when the Blue Ranger from Dino Fury, Yoshi Sidarso, they were doing the announcements for who's replacing them in Ninja Steel.
Oh yeah.
And,
Yeah.
he read the card, and it was his brother who auditioned with him for Dino Charge, but didn't get the part. So now they're both get Peter Sudarso is his name, and he was in Supergirl actually, and so he's like seeing that his brother is now going to be a Power Ranger, and they both get to share this experience of being part of this show, and he just starts bawling, and like that got me. Because
No, I saw that video. I can see how that could get people for sure.
Yeah.
That was a pretty cool moment actually, of brotherly love for sure, and the love for the franchise, because they both grew up watching that shit. Oh
yeah, they're huge fans of both Power Rangers and Super Sentai, and I can't remember which one, if it was Yoshi or Peter, but one of them became the first Power Ranger actor. The character didn't appear, but to go and be in a cameo in a Sentai episode.
Oh, nice. That's
yeah.
But
Yoshi was actually a stunt, one of the suit performers for a couple seasons before finally getting on the show itself.
Yeah.
He's only a year older than me.
Whenever I hear people are only like a year older than me or a couple of years older than me, I always feel like shit. Thank God Ryan Reynolds is at least 10 years older than me.
Oh, dude, it's so weird being in the age now where everyone becoming big is younger than you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's so weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially when you're like, man, I could have done that when I was there. I'm like, no. Oh, I was in a bad place at that time. I wouldn't have been able to do that shit or some other crap. But no, I actually like the fact that we're able to talk about this, because it's awesome, because movies, TV stories are supposed to pull out an emotional response from you, whether it's fear, love, anger,
aggravation,
anything. And a lot of times we say like, oh, I teared up or I cried during this. It doesn't necessarily mean it's because it was a sad moment. It could be for happy moments, things like that too. I can say I've never done that for a Hallmark movie though, because fucking hell, those things are just, the emotional response those movies get from me is laughter. If people are not familiar, who have not listened continuously through the podcast, me and my wife do this thing where we pick a Hallmark movie every so often and we'll watch it, and basically just I'll make fun of it and see if she agrees or not. And most of the time she does. I tried making fun of one of the shows that she's watching right now, though. It's not a Hallmark show. It just, to me, I don't think it's setting proper standards for younger women. And so I was like pointing these things out, and she's just like she didn't disagree with me, but she also didn't agree with me. She just didn't respond at all. And it's like, it's just so fucking stupid, because it's I think it's called Emily in Paris or some shit like that. Yeah, it's Emily in Paris. Basically, this girl just goes to freaking Paris, and she's like, I don't want to. I guess I'm gonna spoil it because I doubt our listeners are watching it. If I'm making fun of it, I don't know. But like in the first season, she like sleeps with her best friend's little baby brother who's underage, and the family just makes fun of it. And then the next season, she sleeps with her best friend's ex-boyfriend, the same friend. I'm just like,
a bad friend.
What are we doing here, man? And then like she went into this class and there was this hot guy. And this is like after she's trying to break things off with the friend's ex-boyfriend thing. And you see this other hot guy and she walks away from him in this episode. And I tell my wife, I'm like, watch, I bet you by the end of the season, she bangs him. And she walks over and goes to a female partner in this class that she's in. Learning is it French that whatever they speak in Paris. I'm very stupid about that.
It's French.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, yes, of course it is. Duh. So yeah, she does that, and then I'm just like, and my wife looked at me and she's like, see, she didn't even go to him. I was like, just wait. The next episode, they became partners, and I'm like, I told you she's gonna fucking sleep with him by the end of it. It's just that so many, like, there's so many things that happen in there though. That I'm just like, this is not set good. Like, it's like Twilight. Twilight does not set like proper expectations of what a relationship or love or anything should be. It's all like porn. It's not proper expectations for young people. Why are we feeding this to them? Like, don't expect this shit. I'm sorry, but if you get into a relationship and you just expect your husband to just blow on your face every time afterwards, it's a bad expectation. So in the same regards, Twilight, bad expectation for little girls to think of in terms of love in a relationship. Anyway.
Yes, that's a good analogy.
I think
I forgot what show we were doing, and I'm like, oh no. Oh.
Yes, if you guys want to listen to us be more tame, you can listen to the Monster Cast.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. So what do you got, man? Anything?
Well, it was a pretty big weekend for nerds, pretty much. Yeah, Kenobi debuted with 2 episodes and it was Star Wars Celebration. We got so much, dude. Apparently there's a Ahsoka teaser on the way. They showed there. I've been avoiding the shitty video captures of it because I want to watch it in proper.
Yeah.
But Kenobi, dude, I am loving the show. I really am. I don't want to say it's better than Mandalorian because I feel like they're offering 2 different things that I'm enjoying for different reasons.
I would think that the reason that people might say that is because of the connection you already have.
That's exactly what I was. It's the familiarity I'm getting. Like the time it's set in. I mean, Clone Wars, Bad Batch, Rebels, Solo. It's got a lot of stuff set in that area already, and then it's Kenobi, a character that we already like. It's familiarity. It's like it's the safe Star Wars that is good.
Not only that, your main character actually can emote because he's not just a helmet. So that helps.
Dude, his acting in this, I don't want to say too much because you haven't watched it yet, but damn, he is good.
I mean, Ian McGregor is great in anything. Like, he was like one of the as the DCEU goes, he was probably my favorite villain from all of the DCEU stuff.
Yeah, Black Mass was pretty fun.
Yeah, he was freaking.
I'll give you that.
Hell.
But I mean, just thinking about Obi-Wan, think about the prequels. He's kind of bubbly, not that serious at times. Kind of
Not until like
whatever type guy.
Episode 3
Yeah.
gets a little more serious.
Well, this show introduces you to depressed Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Like he is
Now I heard
at the end of his rope.
I heard that they have like, well, I saw that they have like young Luke, and then they have a young Leia as well.
Yeah, that's dude. This actress that plays Leia, I have a feeling that as long as she doesn't, unfortunately, go the way of most child actors, she could have a long career of being the new Leia as they make more of these as she ages.
Do you think? That's what I was going to actually ask. Is like, do you think that Disney and them are possibly trying to redo the Star Wars franchise after the what is it, the prequel series?
What do you mean?
Like, because like, I mean, it's super easy to redo now because you're casting younger actors to play the actors. You
mean like retell the original story and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't think so. This is everything they've done is just adding on to stuff that already exists.
Okay.
So I don't. Maybe one day they'll reboot the entire thing and do it all over again. But
seems like
I mean, we kind of already got that with The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
But as of right now, with everyone that's in charge of it, they kind of just want to keep building out what's already there.
Right. Build on to the universe.
Yeah, which we're getting a lot. I mean, you got Bad Batch and Kenobi filling in the gaps in between the stuff that exists, and then Mandalorian and Boba Fett continuing the story into the 30-year gap we have until the sequels.
So how old are Luke and Leia in this series when they show?
This is 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. So
how old was Luke then when he went and found the Force and all that shit?
Well, that is the old George Lucas canon kind of kept changing that from it was somewhere between 18 and 20. But I think the new Disney era stuff is sticking with them being 20. So this would be 10 years before A New Hope.
So Ewan McGregor gets in bad shape in 10 years, basically.
Well, he's living on a desert. So have you seen what the sun does to skin?
Yeah, but he also gets really old.
Have you seen what the sun does to skin?
No,
all you people who are addicted to tanning, I hope you are happy looking 80 when you're 50.
It would be cool, like if this show lasted for like 7 or 8, it's not going to, knowing how they do it. But if this show potentially could go for the entire 10-year term.
Yeah. If they can come up with enough stories, because they're, the reasoning they got to get him to go on this adventure, I was not expecting. I expected something else, and I'm happy with what we got. I don't know how many of these they can contrive, though, to be honest, because he is supposed to be a hermit on this desert planet for a long time.
Supposed to just be there.
Yeah, and I know he wants to do a season 2, but I'm like, I need to see how this one ends to even justify how that would be possible.
Right.
And it's only 6 episodes, so we're today. As we record this, we're halfway done.
But you also have to justify, like, where are all these people going to be episode 4? So are we going to kill them off in the show, or what are we doing? Are we just going to leave it off screen? So if we decide to do another show before episode 4, we can do and use these characters again.
It'll be interesting to see how much crossover we get too, because we also have Andor coming up, which is set like a couple of years before A New Hope. So that's going to be way down the line from Kenobi. So I guess there wouldn't be much crossover there. And Ahsoka is set around Mandalorian, so I doubt we'll see any crossover with that. So it's kind of on its own for now with the live action stuff. I mean, maybe we'll see some more animated characters like the Bad Batch guys.
Yeah. Can we get like an Ewoks show again?
Again.
Like, oh well, they didn't do one before. They did the movies, the Caravan.
Well, there was the cartoon.
Battle of
Well,
Endor.
the Caravan of Courage or whatever.
Yeah, Caravan of Courage, and then they had the Battle for Endor.
Mhm.
Both, those were like my favorite. I'm sorry, those were my favorite Star Wars movies at the time when those came out. Like, I just liked those ones because I wasn't dealing with some dumb boy trying to learn how to use magic. I was just I'm gonna get hate for that, but I was just happy.
It's
a younger person.
That's one thing. I watched the trailer for Andor, and I'm please let this be the first thing they make that has zero to do with lightsabers.
Yeah, just
one thing.
Well, Mando didn't have lightsabers, did it?
It has the dark saber. Luke shows up. Ahsoka's in it.
Oh,
it's got Jedi. Yeah. It's a freaking Grogu.
So many Jedi are alive still when they thought there was no Jedi left.
They're pretty scattered as of now.
Interesting. So you think Ahsoka is going to show up in Obi-Wan?
Maybe. I'm not 100% though, because she does have a show coming up, but I feel like they won't. They're going to save her for that.
Yeah. Because her show takes place after Mando, right?
Yes. So around there. Maybe they might be happening at the same time. I'm not too sure.
15, 20 years after we started Obi-Wan. That would be roughly.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah. Okay. It'll be interesting to see what they do, man. I know there's probably people hating on the show, and there's probably people loving the show. So
yeah, they're mostly unhappy with the third sister antagonist, which she's too annoying. I'm like, well, good. Then they did what they're supposed to do because she's an annoying character. That emotion you're feeling is not you disliking the character. It's feeling what they want you to feel. Right. It's just like the Last of Us 2 game when you're made to feel uncomfortable and unhappy with what happens. That's literally what they want you to feel. So they're succeeding in their job.
Boy. Yeah. People.
Yeah.
No, man, I'm interested to see it once I finally get to watching it. I've watched the prequel series way too many times than I should have. So
yeah, well, get ready for I will tell you this, get ready for like a 3 or 4 minute recap of all those before this show begins. Because
really, they do that?
Yeah, they're doing what they're doing with Marvel now with the what's that show called? The Marvel Studios they have the behind the scenes show, and then they have like the little 7 to 8 minute recap.
Oh, not one shots. I don't know what those are that you're talking about. I don't think I've ever seen them, unless it's just like the recap that they put at the beginning of each show.
No. They recap like everyone's story so far. Marvel Legends.
Okay, yeah.
They're actually really interesting if no one has checked those out yet. But yeah,
it'll remind you. They try and give you somewhat of a feedback to the characters before you go and watch the new product, so you don't have to watch 500 movies before.
Yeah, it's actually, I was listening to one guy review Kenobi, and he's like, I wish I would have known they recapped his story before this episode, because I literally just watched all 3 prequels in a row to get a refresher before watching this show.
At that point, too, I would be like, you don't even need the first one. Just the last 2, episode 2 and 3. Really?
Yeah, but Star Wars fans are weird.
All fans are weird. Trust me.
Oh, we are a different breed, let me tell you.
Yes, we are. I refuse to let my kid watch certain things without watching the first and second and third and 10th one before.
Yeah.
And with like the new Fast and Furious, like Fast 10 coming out, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch all of them again. Just because I can. Oh man. I'm I'm trying to think of what else I've been watching for the week because it hasn't been a very long week since we last spoke. Actually,
No, this is the first time we're doing 2 in a row for a long time.
yeah. Well, last week was a nice treat that we were both able to do Chippendale and stuff like that.
Yeah, we enjoyed it so much that we wanted to record about it. If you haven't listened to it, I recommend going back.
Yeah, it starts about 20 minutes in for the Chippendale talk.
Yeah,
As my wife was like, "You named it Chippendale, but you don't even start talking about it till like 20 minutes in." I was like, "Yeah,
we're having fun.
It's a pre-show. Like you got to talk about something else too." Yeah. So I'm really trying to think what I watched. Like, Sonic 2. I watched Sonic 2. Duh.
Oh shoot, we haven't checked that out yet.
Yeah.
Is it good?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good of a film for like the Sonic gaming films and stuff like that. It does a lot more game references than the first one even did.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool to see those, especially if you've played the games and stuff like that. There's a lot of like hidden Sega things in there that I noticed. And all that. So I enjoyed it finally getting to watch it. I really wish I would have watched it in theaters, but at least I got to watch it with family and stuff like that. So
possibly Jim Carrey's last.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about because I don't think this is a good swan song for him. Like I think that he needs to do one more. So Christopher Nolan get to start making Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good luck with that.
Because any studio who wants to make some money should be working on that right now.
Yeah.
Like convincing Nolan to do it because everybody would go watch Jim Carrey do Ace Ventura, Pet Detective 3, directed by Christopher Nolan, and you market it as Jim Carrey's final film. Come on. That movie would make
money
for them.
That would print money.
It'd be the easiest way for them to make money. So I really do hope that he does come back and does something else as his final film. I don't hate
and he very
but
well could, because I mean he was retired once before. He seems so bored of the industry in general.
Yeah, he likes to make fun of it, which I mean we all do too. So
yeah, his comments after the whole smack incident was some of the best.
Yeah. They're just bloated, dumb industry.
I got into a new anime.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Lupin the Third.
Is it like a medieval thing?
No, it's actually its 50th anniversary is this year, but I'm watching the original series which aired in the 70s. It's a super thief and his cohorts and a cop who's constantly dogging him, trying to catch him. It's pretty like I've seen it before when I was younger and I thought this is a dumb show, but now that I'm sitting down and actually watching it, I'm enjoying it. There's a lot of good hijinks in it. Like the one I just watched, he spends an entire year in jail just to drive the cop trying to catch him insane.
Yeah.
Because he spends the entire year telling him they got the wrong guy and stuff. And he grows a beard. Then he grows out his fingernail, shaves his beard with the fingernail because, cartoon, and swaps with a guard that has a beard. And the guard's in there like screaming, "Hey, no, I'm not him." And he almost gets away with it too, except he screws up at the very end because they send the guard to go get the electric chair, and he's like, "Yeah, send him to the gas chamber." And they're like, "This prison doesn't have a gas chamber, Lupin."
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, he's gonna kill that guard.
That's funny. No, where's it at? Is it on a service or?
I'm not entirely sure. I am watching it through a not so legal site.
Oh, this is trying to get everybody in trouble here. I see what you're doing, man. So as far as anything else goes that I've been watching, I'm trying to remember. Like we finally watched, I should say, and finished Queen's Gambit.
It's available through Amazon, by the way.
Okay, cool. But
I've heard good things about Queen's Gambit.
It was really good. I want more TV like that. So
I believe
I look for more stuff like that.
Friend of the show Mosier enjoyed it as well, didn't he?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking to him about it. Anna Taylor-Joy is the lead, and she's been sprouting up everywhere. She's like big. For people who, for like our comic book guys and stuff like that who watch New Mutants, she plays Magic in that as well.
Oh shit, she is, isn't she?
Yeah. And she's also in the Northman movie that I recently had watched, probably about a month or so ago now. But she's popping up in everything. She's a really good actress. She's actually the girl. Have you seen Split?
No.
Well, it's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer, but she's actually the girl that gets kidnapped in Split.
Okay, yeah.
And then
I've seen the trailers.
Have you seen Glass?
No.
Okay.
Because I haven't seen Split.
She's also in Glass as well. So
okay, that makes sense.
It kind of spoils it for Splits because then you're like, oh, she lives. But yeah.
I kind of expected her to anyway.
Yeah. So yeah. But she's been in so much stuff recently that I've just been like going through and finding her. And I just find her like just great. Her and Mia Goth are like both mesmerizing to watch acting because they're just both so great. Mia Goth, if people haven't seen her, she was just in the X movie that recently came out. So yeah, I'm trying to remember some of her other movies, Mia Goth's movies, because they're just good. Like Suspiria is another one. I'm trying to think of some of the bigger ones that maybe people have seen. That's not a big one, but she plays the one of the younger versions, I think, in Nymphomaniac Volume 2. Don't watch those movies unless you guys have any interest in just like the filmmaking process. My wife hated watching those, but she watched both of them. She was a trooper.
I can't imagine why.
She was a trooper. So, yeah. But X is a really good one. I definitely tell everyone to go watch that. She's super mesmerizing in that. Like I won't stop saying that. That's the it's based in 1979, where they're like making an adult film in Texas, and then things all go awry during the making of this. And that's all I'm going to say about it. It's an A24 movie too, so really cool to see. And that's all I got to say about those two. Yeah, those are my ducks chirping in the back.
Okay.
They're literally like right there, like right off to the side of me. So yeah, and my dogs are barking or growling at them and stuff because they want to eat them. So yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else I've watched outside of what I've already said. I have been doing a deep dive on Jackass stuff lately.
Yeah, you have.
So like I've watched all the 0.5s now of all the movies recently, and then I watched Jackass 1. I've watched Jackass Forever, and I watched Jackass 2 the other day. I have to watch Jackass 3 again. Not again, but in this run of movies to watch Jackass 3.
Yeah.
And doing so then got me to look for the show, which the show is on Paramount. With
they're split. Most of them is on Paramount, but a couple are on Netflix.
Yeah. So all the whole show and then the actual movies themselves are on Paramount, including Bad Grandpa. And then 2.5 is on Paramount as well, but 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, and Grandpa 4 or 0.5 or whatever it is are all on Netflix. So if you want to watch all the point fives, you gotta go to Netflix to watch most of them, pretty much. So
That's ridiculous.
And then it got me into this like slope of like I wanted to look for the show. I haven't watched any of the show yet again because I haven't watched it since like it came out before. So I'm gonna do that once I'm done with the movies. But I also am like, now I want to watch Bam Margera's show, like Viva La Bam. And then I'm like, but I really want to watch Wild Boys again because at least that had it was somewhat educational. They just did stupid shit during the show too. So you actually got to learn a little bit more about nature and stuff like that. And Wild Boys, I think, was the show that I actually stayed and paid attention to the most as it was airing before. So I don't know if you ever watched that one or not.
No, I've never heard of that.
No, it's more of a nature show where it's Steve-O and Chris Pontius are the two hosts, and they go to like different countries and stuff like that. And there's one where they even did a thing with a cannibalistic tribe. Let's just yeah. So they tried to do one of the Jackass movies with this cannibal tribe, and they couldn't use it in the movie because the people were they just couldn't control them that time. Yeah, like literally trying to bite people and drink their blood and shit. So that's why we don't mess with different tribes, especially when we can't understand them. So yeah. But then it did get me into looking into like shit on YouTube, and I found like the whole thing of like Bam Margera's breakdown because they didn't have him on the new Jackass movie, which like I feel bad for him for not being able to do it, but I'm not even going to reference any of the stuff because of it's a he say, type thing. He say, and you don't know who to believe for it. But I think he did win his lawsuit.
I know that he also went to rehab finally, so I hope he gets help.
He, according to the videos I watched, he had supposedly gone to rehab because they told him you can't do the movie unless you do this, and this. And he did that, and they still didn't let him do the movie. Just kind of sucks. I feel bad for the guy at the same time, but at the same time, it's always hard to know or to take what someone who's on drugs and alcohol is saying to be 100% truth too. Although I'm sure Johnny Knoxville still drinks and does certain drugs. Like,
yeah, I'm just looking at. I didn't know Bam got a second show.
Yeah, Viva La Bam.
No, Unholy Union.
Oh yeah, for his him and his wife.
And then there's the Homewrecker spinoff.
What was that one?
It's like Trading Spaces and Extreme Makeover. Homewrecker lasted one season on MTV, hosted by Ryan Dunn.
Oh, cool.
And the difference here is instead of the room being renovated, Dunn and his team trashed the place.
Nice.
It aired from October to December 2005. And then Steve-O got a late night show.
Yeah. I don't know if you listen to Steve-O's podcast, but he talks like a lot about different stuff on there. It was really interesting to listen to what he was saying because he almost wasn't going to be in the new movie. And the reason was because he was holding out for more money. And at first I was like, okay, yeah, I guess so. Cause you're Steve-O, like, everybody knows Steve-O, and they know Johnny Knoxville. Like those are two names that are really associated with Jackass.
Yeah.
Like that most general people know Steve-O and Johnny Knoxville. And then, or Wee Man too. And, but he was talking about, he's like, look, I've been the most like current person out doing stuff from everybody in there who stayed relevant doing like different things as he's been doing them. He's like, so I feel I bring more to the table, and that's why I asked for more money. I was like, that makes sense. That dude is a really good businessman. If you ever listen to his podcast, he seems pretty smart. So
Yeah, I know the radio show I listened to, he was one of their favorite people to have on because he enjoyed talking about everything and anything. He wasn't just there to push his latest book or whatever. He was just there to be there.
Yeah.
And so I've heard from a lot of people that he's really nice to just sit and chat with because he'll fucking sit there for hours. He don't care.
And there's one thing I've always really enjoyed about like former drug users and stuff. Like I see it with Jason Mewes as well. And Steve-O, like when they've actually kicked the habit and they've gone through rehab and they're like sober and everything like that, they have no issue with talking about their previous issues, which opens them up to feel like you're, actually understanding them and knowing more about them because they don't hold anything back. And I've noticed that about a lot of not just celebrities, like friends I have that had gone through rehab and stuff like that too, that they're just more open about their past because they're proud of where they are now versus where they were before.
Yeah.
So it's always nice to see that that group there, that line and everything. And this is the exploring life part of Operation Babble, by the way, guys.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Well, it's in the title, or it's in the song, I mean.
Yeah. So did you finish your Purge marathon then?
Yeah, I finished that a while ago. I had watched, what was the last one? I don't know. I watched them out of order. I think I talked about them on here though. I know. Oh, it's from my headphones.
Yeah. And Myke had some black stuff on his forehead. Did you watch them chronologically or just on whatever whim you wanted?
Well, I mean, I saw the first one in the order, the first few in the order. However, no, wait, yeah, I did watch them in order that they came out.
Okay.
So, wait, did I watch them in order that they came out? No, I didn't.
Did you also watch the TV show or just stick with the movies?
I didn't watch the TV show yet. I haven't found it anywhere. I'm sure it's on some streaming platform. Someone will tell me about.
It was a USA, so it'll probably be Peacock.
Peacock, okay. Yeah, I basically watched them in order. One of the movies is a prequel movie.
Yeah, the first or whatever.
Yeah, the first Purge. And then the last movie that they did was called The Forever Purge because, nobody can think of a better name like Jackass Forever, Forever Purge.
They should have just moved it to Australia, told the story there.
It's only based in the States. It's only the United States that uses it. And
it's fictional. They can change that.
No, they can't. Only the United States government would do something so stupid.
Australia's got a lot of land that they can't live on. They could build a facility.
That's where
then it just becomes gladiator games. Never mind.
That's like, that's the prison one. What was that one?
I don't know.
Like a death race, basically. That's what you're talking about. They're gonna pay-per-view that shit. Whoever wins gets their freedom. Death Race 2055.
There's that Battle Royale or whatever those movies are called. I like the one with Stone Cold. That was good.
What was that other one with Dexter was in it. And Gladiator dude from 300 was in it. I'm forgetting actors' names now.
Michael Carla Hall.
Michael C. Hall. Yeah. And motherfucker, I'm so mad I can't remember.
When did it come out?
I don't remember. 2000 and something.
Well, there's Paycheck, Gamer.
Yep.
Keep World. Oh, Gamer.
Yep. Gamer. Because it's where they use prisoners.
That was his second movie.
as they use prisoners as like basically you get to play them as video game people. You're in like a VR set.
Oh, you know what? I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that movie. Oh, that was so fucked. Oh, I remember that now.
It's like kids are playing the actual humans in a war. It's like, what the fuck, man?
There's a Doctor Who book that came out before that that's kind of similar. It's a video game gets released that everyone really likes, and it's like these two alien races fighting, but it turns out the people playing the game are controlling actual alien slaves to fight a war for them, and they brought it to Earth because we're so good at wars. So they're using us to win for them.
There was what was it? What was the movie Toys with Robin Williams?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Toy with Robin Williams. Remember in that they walk into a room where it's a bunch of kids like playing this tank game, and they're like training them to actually use real tanks in wartime and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
That they're going to control, but they don't know it. There was also another one, another movie. I forget the name of it, but they actually did that in the movie where it was like they were just playing the game, but it was actually killing. It was like war games. Was it war games? I don't remember.
That book I was talking about is called Winner Takes All by Jacqueline Rayner, by the way, if anyone wants to look it up. It came out in 2005. With Doctor Who books, good luck finding them.
Yeah.
Just out of experience.
Wait, when was it made? When was it?
2005.
2005. So I think that was based off of war games then a little bit. It looks like.
Oh, probably. I highly doubt it was a new concept, but that gamer movie, it made me reminded me of that book. I really like that book.
A young hacker who unwillingly accesses the United States military supercomputer programmed to simulate, predict, and execute nuclear war against the Soviet Union. Okay, maybe not. I want to watch war games now.
Yeah, it'd be a good one.
That's going to be in our list to watch.
I don't think I've ever watched that one, honestly.
As I'm reading this description, I don't think I've watched that one either yet. So, yeah.
Well, did you hear some of the, we're coming up to the summer. That means the big comic events are happening. Did you hear the one kicking off in Marvel?
No, what's that?
Well,
like, you mean the comics, like actual comics, or like,
yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant like a Comic-Con coming up.
No. The every year they have Marvel and DC, and some other companies sometimes do this, not as frequently because it ruins them how exciting they are. But they have the big crossover events where all the characters come together for some big thing, and this year it is well, since the Eternals movie came out, there's been a lot of Eternals comics being made, and they're actually good. Like some of the older stuff, like past the 2000s book, mostly. But I forget who's writing the new stuff, but they're doing a fantastic job. And
they want people to know who the fuck the Eternals are now.
Yeah. Well, they had a huge push after when Fox still had those movies and they were trying to downplay the mutants. They were pushing the Inhumans, but also the Eternals. And unfortunately for the Inhumans, the Eternals were getting the good shit.
Yeah.
Which is probably also why they chose to make that movie. But they're deciding to take their war on the deviants to the extreme, and they're including mutants in that because they are apparently a form of deviant in their eyes. So
what? That's damn.
Yeah, so the
Imagine if they
Eternals
do
are
that in
going
the
to invade
movie.
Krakoa or something like that.
Imagine if they did that in the movie, dude.
I know.
That'd be fucked up.
It sounds like it's going to be a good one.
Would that be a civil war then?
I don't know. I mean, same similar scale, but less politics, I guess.
Right. Well, there wouldn't be any politics because they're just like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah.
We can't die anyway. So
Well, yeah. Actually, that's
no. I mean, like,
okay.
and like, yeah.
Well, here's the thing: the mutants in the comics have gone a really weird route to where they have, I believe, they discovered immortality. So yeah, things are real weird with that book. So I'm kind of hoping that this kind of takes them back and knocks them off a peg and brings them back to, a more grounded level.
Yeah.
Because, oh man, ever since they brought back the mutants, the snowball effect with how creepy and just strange and dominating presence they are in the Marvel universe it's insane. But another book I heard is Army of Darkness is getting a new crossover with Reanimator. So that sounds like it could be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know how invested you are in either of those properties.
Reanimator? I love.
Yeah.
Are we talking about, wait, what are we talking about? Reanimator, like like what are you talking about when you say Reanimator? Let's see. I'm confused now. Because there's Reanimator, like where he reanimates dead bodies and shit like that.
So Army of Darkness versus the Reanimator.
Okay, yeah. So it's gonna be him.
Yeah, and this isn't the first time that they have crossed paths either. So
yeah. Which by the way, the doctor from Reanimator is also our Sorcerer Supreme from Dr. Mordred. Dr. Mordred.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yep. So yeah, I would be interested to see that. I'd be interested to see it in live action, not just a book, but I'll take the book.
Yeah. I guess the last thing I heard, well, other than the Beast Wars comic that I am loving getting cut short, I guess Marvel's about to lose the Conan license.
Like for the comic?
Yeah. And he's in the middle of the prehistoric Avengers. He's part of that team. I don't know what they're going to do. They're like in the middle of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that also means they're going to lose Shumagorath again, because, it's an adaptation of theirs. So he won't appear for a while. I just wonder where it's going to go. Is it going to go back to Dark Horse or one of the other indie companies?
IDW.
That'd be a good one, honestly. I think IDW, they seem to be in a downward spiral lately. They closed their gaming company, the board game company, and Previews, the magazine, shoved them to the back of their book. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that company. I hope they're not going to close, because I really love what they do.
Yeah.
But they're also the ones that are making the Beast Wars comics that got cut short. So who knows?
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I got for this week.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't have much. We just figured we'd toss a show together for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, guys, if you want to join into the fun of selecting a worst film for us to possibly view and watch,
They torture me.
You can do so either through any of our social medias, messaging us there. It's Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all at Operation Babble. You can also email us at operationbabbleoutlook.com, and you can join our Operation Babble Facebook group. And that's where we post a lot of different stuff, where we actually get into conversations with everybody and everything like that. So we would really appreciate it if you joined the group at least, or just like left some reviews, shared the podcast with people who like to hear the same type of things that we talk about. As you can see from today and last week, we talk about different things almost every episode. So that's a nice little thing that we like to.
It's in the name.
Yeah, it's a babbling show. It's we talk about whatever
vomits out of our mouth.
If you want to find another show of ours, we do a Munsters podcast called The Munstercast. That show is completely different from Operation Babble, where we watch 2 episodes of the Munsters original 1960s show at the moment, and we then talk about both shows, do a breakdown of them beat for beat almost on each episode. So definitely check that out as well. That's the Munstercast on any podcast platform. And you can also find the videos for Operation Babble at the Myke Shrews YouTube channel at the moment. So definitely check those out if you want to see our pretty ugly faces. With that said, Tivis, my man, how did you enjoy today's show?
I liked it.
All right. With that said, guys, my quote for the day comes from the movie Gamer by Ken Castle, aka Michael C. Hall, aka Dexter. You ready for this? This is going to be a long one.
Oh.
And it makes no sense out of context.
Even better.
All right, ready? Ken Castle from Gamer. I'm wired too. I replaced 98% of my own noodle with nano tissue years ago, but mine's different. It's built to send to transmit, whereas every other nano cell that I've put out there, including the ones in your head cable, are designed to receive. I think it, you do it. We're talking every Slayer, everyone in Society City. I believe your better half would fall under that category, provided they were within range of my transmitters.
Yeah, you're right. That makes no sense.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
What does it mean?
What does it mean? Tell me what it means. It means you need to go and watch Gamer. And go and watch Gamer, and you can find out the rest of the story. Dun, dun, dun. All right, later. Peace.
Later.
You just finished another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch every episode of Operation Babble on all your audio streaming services, including SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, and more. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Operation Babble, and join the conversation today by searching for the Operation Babble group on Facebook. Links also in the description. Thanks and have a great day.